The Art of War by Sun Tzu. Tzu segments his book into 13 chapters that together discuss being strategic about your decisions and actions. Laying plans. Tzu points out the importance of studying war. He introduces 5 fundamental factors: moral influence, weather, terrain, command, and doctrine, that, along with 7 other elements, he introduces and discusses in other parts of the book, he believes are central to developing a pre-conflict plan for battle. He notes that the confidence that people have in their leader is of utmost importance, because among other things, it determines their willingness to support the leader's war campaign. Because all warfare is a form of deception, by laying the foundation, pre-engagement planning, and preparing in this manner, a wise commander prepares himself for great success. Chapter 2. Waging War. The second chapter of the book discusses pre-engagement preparation in the form of ensuring the availability of all the support an army needs before it goes into battle: support, provisions, and equipment. Chapter 3. Offensive Strategy. Among other things, in the third chapter of the book, Tzu notes one of his most famous strategies: to subdue the enemy without fighting is the acme of skill, a phrase he uses to reinforce the need for careful planning as the ultimate way to subdue and triumph over all forms of adversities, enemies, and battles. Chapter 4. Disposition. The fourth chapter of Sun Tzu's Art of War clarifies the distinctions between defense and offense. The main purpose of this chapter is to illustrate the differences between defensive and offensive strategy/tactics. He notes, the experts in defense conceal themselves. Those skilled in attack move as from above. Thus they are capable of protecting themselves and gaining victory. Chapter 5. Energy. In the 5th chapter, Tzu turns his attention to the organization of troops. He notes the importance of building and organizing troops into skillful units that can operate as a single powerful force. Chapter 6. Weaknesses and strengths. Building on the lessons from the last 3 chapters, Tzu notes that the successful general is one who has the ability to trick an opponent into engaging. Chapter 7. Maneuver. As part of the opening for this chapter, Sun Tzu speaks, "Nothing is more difficult than the art of maneuver," which he expands by noting that triumph in battle often boils down to deception, a general's ability to make a very organized and focused strategy or course appear complicated and aimless. Chapter 8. Variation in tactics. In the 8th chapter of the book, Tzu lays the foundation for the 9 variables he discusses in the 11th chapter. Number 1. Low-laying ground. No wise general should ask his troops to encamp here. Number 2. Desolate. An army should move through as quickly as possible. Number 3. Where roads intersect. A wise general joins his allies. Number 4. Enclosed grounds. A wise general employs stratagem and resourcefulness to find a way out of the situation. Number 5. Desperate situation. The only option is to fight. Chapter 9. The Army on the March. For the most part, Chapter 9 of The Art of War addresses the need for discipline as an army marches towards the battlefield, and more importantly, the arrangement employed. This chapter is also an illustration of the importance of keen observation. Chapter 10. Terrain. In Chapter 10, Tzu returns to the topic of terrain and discusses 6 types of terrains. On accessible ground, the general with the high ground and well-organized supplies has the battle advantage. To entangled terrain, retreat or escape is harder, and therefore a wise general should attack only after careful forethought and if the enemy is unprepared. On deadlock terrain, he notes, no side has an advantage, and a wise general draws out the enemy by retreating and avoiding falling for the enemy's tricks. For enclosed terrain, the army that gets there first has the advantage because it can block it and lay in wait for the enemy. To Precipice Grounds. The general who arrives first should take up high ground. When the enemy has high ground, a wise general should retreat as a tactic to lure out the enemy. On distant terrain, where the armies are of equal strength, none has the advantage. Chapter 11. The 9 situations. Chapter 11 details 9 different types of battlegrounds and the tactics that work best for each type of ground. In dispersive ground, where the battlefield is within the commander's territory, in frontier ground, where advance into enemy territory is shallow, and in key grounds, where the ground is neutral or advantageous to both armies, Zhu notes that such grounds are not conducive to victory. On expanded and level grounds where fortifications are possible, engagement is necessary, but only if a general can keep his formations together and united. On focal ground, a ground surrounded by other states, a wise general should seek alliances and carefully plan his approach, for the risk is higher, since allies are not 100% dependable. On serious grounds, where troops make deep inroad into enemy territory, a wise general moves on quickly. On encircled, where in addition to jagged terrain the enemy attacks, a commander should resort to stratagem, because fighting out is the best possible course of action. Chapter 12. The Attack by Fire. Chapter 12 is one of the shortest in the book. In this chapter, Zhu describes the various ways to attack by fire. He notes that because of the equipment involved, an attack by fire requires a great degree of pre-planning. Chapter 13. The Use of Spies. The last chapter is about the cost of war, and the need to employ spies to have a strategic advantage over the enemy. The first two kinds of spies, native to the enemy's country, and inside, agents already residing inside the enemy's army structure, he notes are the best because they have insider information. On doubled agents, susceptible spies the enemy has sent into an opposing army, he notes that through bribery they can convey falsehoods, to which he notes act as a form of deception. However, because of their doubled nature and affinity to bribes, Zhu reinforces the need to handle such spies with great caution. Expendable agents are exactly that, expendable. Their purpose is to feed the enemy with falsified information. Living agents are spies that gather information and deliver it directly to the general. The information gathered by living spies is highly influential and advantageous.